Alright, so I'm back with another video. Hello everybody who has not watched my videos before. Messages from Venus. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I'm having a 40% off sale for the entire month of October until like November 11th actually. The coupon code is going to be at the bottom of all the monthly videos. So I still have to make my announcement video, so maybe I'll do that too. This video is going to be about ancestors. Your ancestors, for most people, are whoever is in your tree or your family tree, right? That's the immediate perception of what ancestors are, who they are, and how people perceive them, right? Everybody tends to forget about your ancestors in the spiritual world. I mean, most of them you will say, well, Madeline, all of them are fucking dead and gone. What are you saying? They're all in spirit. Well, if you study where you came from, if you're studying your family tree and you're trying to put the pieces together, you guys should be studying the gods and goddesses and the deities that come from where you came from, or where your family came from. During this time when the veil is thin, you guys should be giving honor to them as well, because they, more than your human ancestors, will protect you when you are going through certain times in your life. They will guide you so your path isn't as difficult. So, with that being said, this video is probably going to be short because it's short and sweet, hopefully. So, that's one thing that you guys should be looking at. Not just your human family. You should be looking at your deities. If you guys practice witchcraft, you should be looking at the deities where you came from and giving them honor. How I've been giving them honor is by doing little offerings and burials and honey jars to attract them to me and to let them know that I'm here, to attract their attention, and so that I can also learn how to elevate myself into their frequency and their energy. You guys should be doing the same, especially if you guys understand we're about to walk into the age of Aquarius. A lot of the movies that are coming out now are lifting the veil, and the veil is not going to permanently be lifted. It's going to be lifted for a very long time. It's getting thinner and thinner as the years and the days go by. How you want to help yourself and how you want to activate your DNA so that when your offspring come into the planet and your DNA is on a certain frequency, then you can create these kids that people like to call these crystal kids. Okay, because then you'll be their ancestor by the time they come here, right? Like your grandkids or great-great-grandkids, you'll be their ancestor. And one day, they too will honor you if you continue the lineage of spirituality that you're under. You have to think about the now and the future. Take from the past, do it now, and create for the future. That's ancestral work. A lot of us just like to call, light little candles. We like to do little offerings like, I don't know, animal sacrifices, etc., giving DNA to the spirits, which is perfectly fine, but you can give offerings and DNA to the spirits that belong in the region that you're from. So, for example, I'm from the Dominican Republic, right? But I know that my ancestors came from Spain, France, from Africa. So I'm going to honor these deities. When you're honoring these deities, make sure that you respect the deity that opens the doors to the rest of the deities. For example, Elegua, Yoruba tradition, you would respect him first, give the offerings to him, he'll open the doors for you, and then all the other deities will soon to follow, especially if you are walking in their path, if you are embodying them in the material world. Let's see, another thing that I had to say about this. Talking about the future, well, that's what you should be doing now. Let me see, what do I want to say first? How I've been working with them is I have an altar in my house where I feed them with water and I feed them perfume and cologne and things that they like, etc., etc. And I also take my altars outside. I bury things under trees. I leave offerings under trees. Why trees? Why plants? Because those trees have cycles, and the cycles are absolutely perfect. No matter whether it's the cycles are being created by HAARP. I know some of us believe in conspiracy theories or in aliens, but the cycles are perfect, because even if things are being manipulated, they're being manipulated within the cycle. And even if things are being extended, they're being extended within the cycle. For example, this is Samhain already, right? This is the phase of Samhain that we're going through. It's October, fall. The leaves and trees are about to start dying, but they're not going to start dying now. So what you want to do is you give your offerings. It could be anything. It could be candy. It could be whatever the deity likes or the deities like. You could bury it, make a hole, bury it, or try to make a hole where the roots are. Why near the roots? Not just in front of the tree, behind the tree, east, west, north, south, under the or near the roots of the tree. Why? Because when the next cycle comes, or when spring comes about, whatever you put into that tree will have the feeling of growth, and it will manifest even faster. As the cycles of everything else continues, trees are important. If you don't want to do it outside, you can get yourself a tree or a plant and do what you have to do with that tree or that plant in your house, and give offerings that way. I choose to put them in trees. I choose to put certain things in trees. Look, I have trees all over back here, because this is the highway over there, all the way down there, but there's so many trees because I'm in Highbridge Park, for those of you who are in New York. This is a wonderful place. Many trees. You can just fucking pick one. A lot of garbage, but you can still manifest and do whatever it is that you have to do. Another way that you can honor your ancestors, besides having an altar inside and outside of your house, is by honoring yourself. Once you honor yourself, you honor your DNA, and your ancestors are in your DNA. So if you are walking around filthy, or walking around allowing depression to overcome you, and you're never fighting back, we all fight depression. We all go through depression. We all go through a lot of things. But the key is that we never stop fighting for ourselves. I don't give a fuck how many pills they prescribe to us. I don't give a fuck how many of us are called bipolar, have ADHD, our hormones are fucked up. It doesn't matter. We will continue to fight. Just don't let go. Don't give up on yourself, and always find ways to reinvent yourself, because you are the walking, talking altar. Your body is the temple. I know a lot of you guys are always like, oh, Maddie, you're always quoting the Bible, blah, blah, blah. Well, because the book is dope. The book is dope. And the book is an astrological map. They just don't tell you that. But, I mean, those of you who study will know. So you're the walking, talking altar. You can also wear certain things that certain deities or ancestors of yours liked to wear during this time, even if you don't feel them around. And also, for those of you who have ancestors such as myself that are not so nice, you can also feed them as well. But warning, warning, warning. For those of you who are afraid of the underworld or lower level entities, don't fucking do it. There's ways where you can use your ancestors to do certain things for you, open doors for you, even the ones that are considered to be imbalanced or negative, etc., etc., or at lower frequencies. It just depends on how good of an alchemist you are. They too will protect you from things they don't like. Why? Because you are part of their DNA strand. Okay? And some of them don't give a fuck, and they'll hurt anybody. They don't give a fuck if you're part of their DNA or not. Those ancestors that do that, those will be taken care of by who? The deities that I just spoke to you guys about. Especially if you're not only venerating the deities that want to work with you or that you work with, but also the rest of the deities. I know there can be millions and millions and millions, but if you give your offerings to them during especially this time of the year, even if it's one a day, or even if you do it on Halloween, or if you do it on November 1st, which is Day of the Dead, it doesn't matter. Make sure that you do it sometime during the year. Or even if you want to do it before Halloween, and then the energy that comes in during this time, you can just take it with you. And things will start manifesting and being better in your life. It's also a wonderful way to get to know yourself. Honoring your ancestors is a way to get to know yourself, because you know the cords that are or exist in your tree of your family tree. For example, if you suffer from alcoholism, if you suffer from depression, if you suffer from anything, there might be somebody in your tree of life, in your family tree, that suffer from the same thing that you might want to give homage and honor to. And that's a way to cut off, heal them, heal yourself, feed them, feed yourself, and get rid of whatever it is that you're dealing with. I know there's certain things that you just cannot get rid of. Like, for example, I'm bipolar. My hormones get crazy, but it doesn't make me less of a person or less of a witch or less of a mystic, because I know my own power, and it doesn't control me in any way, shape, or form. And that's the key. Those are one of the keys to the Matrix, when you hold the control. When somebody else is holding the control for you, it's a fucking problem. What else? If I find something else that I want to talk about in a separate video, then I will do so. But I'm going to keep this one short and sweet, especially for those of you who work with ancestors or witches. I just wanted you guys to know this information and ways that I've been working with my ancestors and information they've been giving me, especially certain Egyptian gods and goddesses and badass spirits. I'll tell you that, badass fucking spirits. But you guys will know what spirits I'm talking about or what entities I'm talking about once I start making videos about information they've given me separately. But in general, I just wanted to make this video. So I will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, stay tuned. Bye.